I was reincarnated as the male lead of a trashy romance novel. The kind where the heroine tortures you body and soul before you get diagnosed with a terminal illness and die. A system told me that if I just played along, followed the script, and made the heroine regret it all in the end, I'd get $8 billion. My response: bring it on. I'm not scared. Later, the system shrieked in my head, its virtual voice cracking. You're the one who's supposed to get torn down. How can you be the one tearing her down? I just spread my hands. Tell me something. Does she regret it or not? So yeah, I've been dropped into a book. I was the schmuck of a male lead destined for a world of pain. According to the plot, I was supposed to become a walking doormat, letting the heroine and her old flame walk all over me. Even with all their abuse, I was supposed to refuse to divorce her, propping up her family's company while she bled me dry. I was supposed to stay silent through all the provocations and false accusations from a precious boy toy. And then I was supposed to die of some tragic illness. Only then would the heroine, Chloe, have her grand epiphany, realize she loved me all along, and take her revenge on the other guy. Her big finale, living out her days alone, awash in my fortune, feeling vaguely sad about it all. Honestly, it was pathetic. A moral victory for a ghost. The only one who truly lost was me. So, the first thing I did after arriving in this world was schedule a full physical at the best hospital in the city and cut out every single bad habit. Health is wealth, after all. Besides, I refused to believe that Chloe wouldn't love me when I was alive and kicking, but would magically regret everything after I was 6 feet under. For $8 billion, I was taking control of the narrative. It all started at my birthday party. Chloe, my wife, showed up with him, Julian Reed, her one that got away. As they walked in, a translucent comment stream, like a Twitch overlay, scrolled across my vision. Here we go. Here we go. The moment we've all been waiting for. The hero finally meets the old flame. He's about to be crushed, but he'll just grit his teeth and bear it. Showing up with her ex to her husband's birthday party. She's about to make him the laughingstock of their entire social circle. He'll never live it down. He'll play it cool tonight, then go street racing, crash his car, and end up in the hospital. Classic. Yes, this is the angst I signed up for. So good, huh? I scoffed internally. I'm no masochist. Why should I be the one to suffer? If Chloe was going to be this shameless, bringing her lover to my party, why should I save her face? If anyone was going to get torn down, it was going to be her. Our marriage was a strategic merger between our families. But my family's company, Price Industries, dwarfed hers. With my background and resources, I couldn't fathom where she got the audacity to constantly test my limits. Right now, Chloe and Julian were standing side by side, completely ignoring the curious, judgmental stares from everyone in the room. I let out a cold smirk and strode toward them. The crowd's chatter died down, all eyes fixed on us, waiting for the fireworks. "Happy birthday, honey," Chloe said, her smile plastered on and completely fake. I play dumb. Where's my present? In the original story, Chloe was going to give the protagonist a designer watch, but because Julian mentioned he liked it, she gave it to him instead. Julian then had the nerve to flaunt it in the hero's face with some fake apologetic nonsense. The hero was furious, but said nothing, which only fueled Julian's arrogance. Chloe's smile faltered for a second. Oh, about that. Julian said he'd been trying to get that particular watch for ages, so I just gave it to him. It's only a watch after all. As if on cue, Julian put on a mask of contrition. "Mr. Price, I'm so sorry. I had no idea Chloe was planning to give it to you. She just saw how much I admired it." He spoke with apology in his voice, but his eyes glinted with triumph and provocation. "I could take it off and get it back if you want." He deliberately flashed the expensive timepiece on his wrist, making no move to actually remove it. Chloe's expression soured. "Ethan, don't make a scene. It's just a watch." I didn't even look at her. My gaze fell on Julian, cold and dismissive. My tone was laced with undisguised contempt. "Julian, with your status, you have absolutely no right to be in my party, much less open your mouth. Every guest here tonight was worth 9 figures minimum. If Julian hadn't come as Chloe's +1, you wouldn't have even made it past the lobby." The color drained from Julian's face. Chloe's expression hardened, and she opened her mouth to challenge me, but I just raised a hand. Two of my security guards immediately stepped forward. "Mr. Price." My face was grim, my voice severe. "Get this trash out of here. I can't believe any stray cat can just wander into my party. Your security is getting sloppy." The guards moved to escort Julian out, grabbing his arms. He looked desperately at Chloe, his face turning a blotchy red. She flew into a rage, screaming at me. "Ethan, you've gone too far. He's my friend." "Too far," I sneered, and without another word, I swung my arm and delivered a resounding slap across her face. The comment stream exploded. A wall of crimson text flooded my vision. WTF? 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 What is happening? This was supposed to be about crushing the male lead. How'd it get reversed? He hit her. That's not in the script. That slap just shattered the entire plot. Is he insane? Is he trying to speed run the groveling for forgiveness arc? It's over. It's over. She's going to divorce him for sure now. Chloe stood there, hand pressed to her cheek, utterly stunned. The guests around us were just as shocked. An eerie silence fell over the grand ballroom, soon broken by a flurry of whispers. Julian stared, his eyes wide. He finally snapped out of it and pointed an accusing finger at me. "Chloe is your wife. How could you hit her?" I drove my foot into his stomach, sending him to his knees. I looked down at him, my voice dripping with ice. "You're right. She's my wife. This is a domestic matter. What does it have to do with an outsider like you?" I turned to my security team. "Take the watch off his wrist, then drag him out." One of the guards efficiently unclasped the watch and handed it to me. They then hauled the cursing, struggling Julian out of the ballroom like a sack of garbage. Chloe finally found her voice, her eyes red and blazing with fury. "Ethan, you've disappointed me more than I can say. You actually hit me." "I hit you," I said coldly. "Did I need to schedule an appointment?" She'd always taken advantage of the original hero's unconditional love, trampling all over him without consequence. Too bad for her I wasn't him. She made me unhappy, and I was going to make damn sure she regretted ever crossing me. Chloe was completely dumbfounded. She stared at me as if I were a total stranger. The comment stream was in a frenzy. "Did you hear that? Is that something a human being would say? Male lead, blink twice if you've been kidnapped. You're scaring me." Did the hero and heroine accidentally swap scripts? Chloe stared at me for a long moment, her expression shifting through a dozen emotions. Finally, she adopted a condescending air. "Ethan, I'll assume you're just in a bad mood tonight. If you invite Julian back and apologize to me, I can forgive you this one time." See, even after I hit her, she didn't want to burn the bridge. My status was a leash around her neck. She still needed my resources. The only reason she got away with so much before was because the original Ethan kept backing down, which only made her bolder. Some women just can't be spoiled. But an apology? That word wasn't in my vocabulary. I took a step back, creating a physical distance between us that mirrored my disgust. "Chloe, you're not just my wife, you're my business partner. You knew perfectly well that tonight was my birthday, an important event. Yet, you deliberately brought Julian. You gave him my gift. You were intentionally trying to humiliate me. You wanted me to stand here and watch you two act all lovey-dovey. Maybe give you my blessing, Chloe." I finished, my voice low and sharp. "You make me sick." The stream went wild again. Did I hear that right? He called her sick. It's broken. The plot is completely, utterly broken. I thought this was an angst fest. Where's the angst? The male lead is an absolute savage. Chloe's face went white, but she was still defiant. "Julian is my best friend. What's wrong with him being here?" "All right, a purely platonic friendship," I said, my smile dripping with sarcasm. I casually tossed the expensive watch into a nearby trash can. "I don't want anything that's been sullied, Chloe. We're getting a divorce." I took a step closer, towering over her, my words crisp and clear, "and I'm terminating every single partnership between Price Industries and your family's company." Chloe's eyes widened in disbelief. She swayed on her feet, nearly collapsing. The comment stream went into total meltdown. Holy tea, divorce. How did it come to this? How did he even say those words? What about the plot? He's supposed to be heartbroken, but refuses to let her go no matter what. You bastard. That's too cruel. She's about to break. I'm calling it. He's bluffing. This is some kind of reverse psychology. If I'm wrong, I'll do something embarrassing on the internet. I watched her ghost-like expression and sneered internally. Sergey was right. You and your so-called best friend have been parading around town with no sense of decency, never once considering my reputation. If you don't care about your own dignity, I'll gladly rip it away and grind it into the floor. Seeing her speechless, I taunted her. What's the matter? Did you suddenly forget how to understand English when I said the word divorce? Chloe's lips trembled. Her voice was shaky. You want a divorce over something as small as me bringing Julian to a party? So, she still didn't get it. This was a business merger, Chloe. Whether you love me or not is irrelevant. But your conduct was unprofessional. It displeased me. And when I'm displeased, you shouldn't be surprised when I stop playing nice. Someone with my net worth didn't need to worry about whether a woman loved him. It was Chloe who should have been worried about keeping me satisfied. I could find a dozen other wives from families like hers to merge with tomorrow. She was the one who didn't understand her position. Her face grew even paler, her breathing shallow. Ethan, you were never like this before. Do you know if you like me anymore? The question was so absurd, I almost laughed. The only thing I cared about now was whether she could bring me value. Love didn't even register on the balance sheet. What's love worth in a stock portfolio? I shrugged. Chloe, more than being your husband, I think I'd rather be your daddy. Make you get on your knees and call me that. Her face flushed, then drained of color again, a chaotic mix of fury and humiliation. The comments kept scrolling, a mix of outrage and morbid curiosity. What a scumbag. That's the most horrible thing I've ever heard. All those years of her youth wasted on this monster. LOL. Is this a new definition of a daddy type? I'm dying. Chloe. Yet he has stopped working. Her CPU just fried. Weren't they supposed to have 8 years of romance? He's just fast-forwarding to the finale. Let's go, Chloe. I stuffed my hands in my pockets and turned to leave. Go. Go where? She asked, still reeling. To get a divorce, obviously, I said as if it were the most natural thing in the world. No time like the present. City Hall is still open. We could get it all finalized tonight. Chloe remained frozen in place, her expression a mess of confusion and barely concealed panic. In the original story, she always held all the cards, watching me suffer without a hint of remorse. Now that I'd thrown out the script, she was lost. At that moment, the comment stream turned solid red. Holy hell, he's completely off the rails. He doesn't give a damn about her feelings. Is it wrong that I think he's kind of cool now? It's over. The plot has completely derailed. Did I just log on for the series finale? What's the point? Am I the only one who feels sorry for her? This is brutal. Chloe, my patience was gone. My tone turned sharp. Let's keep this civil. If I have my security drag you down to City Hall, the only one who's going to be humiliated is you. Her face darkened completely. She knew it was over. Taking several deep breaths, she finally regained some semblance of composure. She lifted her chin stubbornly and spat the words through gritted teeth. Fine, divorce. Just don't you come crying back to me. Inside City Hall's marriage bureau, Chloe and I sat across from each other at a small table. She kept shooting me hesitant glances as if she still couldn't believe this was happening. I knew why. In the past, no matter what she did to the original Ethan, he never once blamed her. He'd even apologized to her, convincing her it was his fault for not being good enough. Of course, she couldn't understand why I had changed so drastically. Ethan, Chloe finally broke the silence. Do you really want to go through with this? Of course. In fact, if I had to sum up my day today, I'd call it a double victory. I gave her a slight smile. Chloe bit her lip, her expression pained. A clerk asked in a monotone voice, "Are you both here for a voluntary divorce? Do you have your settlement agreement?" No. Yes. We spoke at the same time. Chloe turned to me in shock. I stared back, my face a blank mask. My lawyers drafted the agreement weeks ago. Look it over. If there are no issues, sign it. I slid the thick document across the table toward her, even helpfully pushing a pen in her direction. Please. Divorcing Chloe was part of my master plan from day one. Did she really think I'd come unprepared? Even if she'd refused, I had a dozen other ways to force her hand. The comment stream lit up. Damn, he had this planned all along. That can't be right. He was supposed to be desperately in love with her. Why would he have divorce papers ready? Something is very, very wrong here. I bet he's got someone else on the side. Oh, what a jerk. He's trampling all over her genuine feelings. Chloe held the pen, but didn't move. She stared at me, her eyes searching for something. Ethan, you're in such a hurry. Is it because there's someone else? Huh? I almost laughed out loud. Chloe, don't project your own sleazy behavior onto me. We're not even divorced yet, and you're already tangled up with another man. And don't give me that purely platonic friendship garbage. Let's reverse the roles. If I had a close female friend I was that chummy with, would you tolerate it for a single day? So, have some self-respect. Stop judging others by your own low standards. I didn't pull any punches. My tone shifted. Of course, after we're divorced, how many women I want and what kind will be none of your business. Her face turned an ugly shade of pale, the hand holding the pen trembling. So, you do care about Julian. If I cut him off, would you? I cut her off immediately. Don't get your hopes up. I'm divorcing you simply because I want to be divorced from you. Why don't you use some leverage? Julian frowned. What do you mean? I just smiled. Exactly what it sounds like. Good luck. Just then, Chloe emerged from the building behind me. I couldn't be bothered with her. I got in my car and drove off. The comment stream was buzzing. What the hell did he mean by that? What did he just say to Julian? Is he actually trying to help Chloe and Julian get together? I don't get it. Something's fishy. This is definitely part of a larger plan. I leaned back against the leather seat, a smirk on my face. Of course, I wasn't trying to help Julian. An idealized love you can never have is always the most potent. My goal was to chain Chloe and Julian together. If Julian actually used some underhanded tactic to marry her, the Vance family would be in an uproar. Chloe would end up resenting him for it. And the more she resented Julian, the more she'd regret losing me. This wasn't for them. This was for my $8 billion. After that, I poured all my energy into work, meetings, project oversight, making money. When my grandfather found out about the divorce, he didn't say a word. Instead, he handed over even more control of the company to me. The system, which had been silent for a while, suddenly came back online, probably still trying to process how I derailed the entire plot. Host, you divorced the heroine. What if she never speaks to you again? I shrugged, unconcerned. So what? The original guy was completely devoted to her. Look where that got him. I was confident. Don't worry. Once I have her by the throat, she'll be on her knees calling me daddy. The system went silent and logged off. I went back to my work. My office line rang. Sir, your former in-laws are downstairs. They're demanding to see you. They said that for the sake of our family's long-standing relationship, you should give them the courtesy. After the divorce, I'd blocked every member of the Vance family. They'd shown up at my penthouse a few times, but I never even let them through the front door. Back when the original Ethan was bending over backwards for Chloe, her parents had always acted high and mighty around him. I wasn't the original Ethan. I wasn't about to indulge them. I spoke into the receiver. Tell them their courtesy is what I wipe my shoes on. Tell them to get lost. The stream went nuts. Damn, cold-blooded. He doesn't give a damn about anyone's reputation. Haha, his insults are laced with acid. Looks like there's zero chance of them getting back together. He's burned every last bridge. In the original plot, the protagonist avoided any collaboration with Samantha's family because he was afraid of making Chloe jealous. I didn't care about Chloe's feelings. I only cared about profits. Samantha smiled and raised her teacup to our future collaboration. Then, Mr. Price, I raised mine in return to our collaboration. The comment stream fell silent. With the deal struck, I moved to the real issue. Miss Thorne, I heard you've been eyeing that waterfront property in Red Hook. She didn't hide it. I have, but acquiring it would leave our liquid capital dangerously low. So, Mr. Price, I was thinking perhaps we could bid on it together. I threw a bucket of cold water on her plan. You can't touch that land. In the book, the Thorne family bought that property, which led to a catastrophic cash flow problem and was the first domino in their company's bankruptcy. She clearly disagreed and launched into her analysis, arguing it was poised to become the city's next major hub. The location is completely isolated. I countered it's a dead zone. Even if it does become valuable someday, The amount of capital and time required for development would be astronomical. I slid a folder across the desk containing a copy of the city's long-term infrastructure and zoning plans I prepared. If what you said were true, wouldn't the new transit lines be planned for that area? Samantha froze, her face paling as she scanned the documents. It was an oversight she hadn't considered. She stood up, her expression serious. Mr. Price, thank you. You may have just saved Thorn Industries from a major crisis. I smiled. If you really want to thank me, there's something you can do for me. Anything, Mr. Price. I need you to attend the auction anyway. That land wasn't just on Samantha's radar. Chloe wanted it, too. In the novel, Samantha's aggressive bidding forced Chloe to give up. This time, I wanted Samantha to feign interest and then back out at the last minute. I was going to watch Chloe walk right into that trap with my own 2 eyes. The stream was confused. He told her it was a trap. So, why is he making her go? What's he planning? Yeah, I don't get it either. Something weird is going on. Whatever. We'll find out soon enough. After Samantha left, a sudden burst of crimson comments exploded across my vision. Extra, extra. Julian blackmailed Chloe's father with corporate secrets, forcing him to agree to a marriage. Damn. Chloe's dad slapped her across the face. Julian is a real piece of work. Chloe is in total shock. She never thought he could be so manipulative. Her father is furious, but he had to give in for now. What? Chloe's refusing. Julian looks pissed. It's out of her hands now. Her dad is making her sign a prenup. They're just getting a marriage license. No wedding. So Julian got what he wanted, I guess. But the way Chloe is looking at him, if looks could kill, their relationship is never going to be the same. The comments kept scrolling. I silently gave Julian a mental thumbs up. Well done. I went to the auction. I wasn't there to bid, just to enjoy the show. Samantha came prepared, ready to play her part. At the hotel entrance, I ran into Chloe. She was with Julian. The two of them stood a full person's width apart, a universe of tension between them. A far cry from the past, when they were practically glued to each other's side. Chloe saw me first. Then her eyes landed on Samantha, next to me. Her expression instantly soured. The comment stream went wild. It's happening. The classic showdown. Her old flame is now her husband. So why does Chloe look so miserable? Of course, she's miserable. Julian manipulated her into it. I bet Ethan doesn't know Chloe remarried yet. I wonder if he'll regret it when he finds out. Ethan, what are you doing with her? Chloe's voice was laced with anger and accusation. My face remained a cold mask, my tone distant. Ms. Vance, who I'm with is none of your concern. Lest you forget, we are divorced. Chloe flinched, but she was so used to having the upper hand with me that she couldn't see her own hypocrisy. We just got divorced, and you're already hooking up with her. Were you two seeing each other behind my back all along? Ethan, how could you do this to me? Her audacity was so staggering, I almost laughed. When I didn't answer, a smug look appeared on her face. Ethan, you're still in love with me, aren't you? You just brought her here to make me jealous. That was it. I was done. Chloe, don't use your own mental deficiencies as an excuse to behave like an idiot, I said, my voice cutting through the air. If you have nothing better to do with your mouth, go lick a toilet bowl. Don't stand here spewing nonsense. And let me be clear, my tolerance for morons is finite. The comment stream exploded. Damn, did he just call her an idiot in public? To be fair, she started it. She's the one who's married again. He's right. She's a total hypocrite. Exactly. She gets to have her old flame, but he can't even be seen with a business partner. Chloe's eyes turned red, welling up with tears. Ethan, she choked out. Do you hate me that much? I shrugged. You're giving yourself too much credit. In my eyes, you're nothing. You're just a tool I'm using to make $8 billion. Chloe trembled, tears streaming down her face. She looked like she might collapse. Julian immediately stepped in, wrapping an arm around her shoulders. He looked at me, as if declaring his victory. Mr. Price, Chloe, and I are married now. She's my wife. The comments had already told me, so it wasn't a surprise. Oh, I said, my voice flat. Congratulations. I'll Venmo you for the wedding gift. Julian's face twitched. Mr. Price, Chloe and I are going to be very happy together. I honestly didn't understand why he felt the need to tell me this, but I knew that people often flaunt what they lack the most. It seemed his new life with Chloe wasn't going so well. Their unhappiness was my happiness, so I magnanimously replied, "Great. Good luck with that." Julian was clearly not expecting such a calm reaction, and his expression soured. Meanwhile, the comment stream was having a field day. LOL. Is the male lead a Zen master now? Julian tried so hard to show off, but Ethan couldn't care less. He's about to have a meltdown. Elmo, I'm dying. Is there anything this man actually cares about? Chloe wiped her eyes, finally regaining her composure. She turned her attention to the woman beside me. Ms. Thorne, I hear you're also interested in that property. Samantha raised an eyebrow. What's the matter, Ms. Vance? Scared of a little competition? Chloe forced a smile. It's a fair auction. I have nothing to be afraid of, but I will be winning it today. Samantha scoffed. Don't come crying when you lose. We'll see who's crying in the end. Chloe shot back, then turned and walked into the hotel with Julian in tow. Samantha glanced at me and mouthed silently. She took the bait. In the end, just as I'd planned, Chloe won the bid for the property. She had fallen headfirst into my trap. A collective groan went through the comment stream. It's over. It's over. Chloe, you fool. That property is poison. What happened to Samantha? Why did she stop bidding at the end? Oh my God, I get it now. Ethan worked with Samantha to set Chloe up. He's trying to bankrupt her, and no heroine powers can save her from this. Your heart is made of stone, Ethan. What about all the years you spent loving her? What about them? I thought to myself, all I can say is the original Ethan was one unlucky bastard. Chloe was ecstatic. After the auction, she came over to gloat. Thank you both for letting me have it. Samantha just snorted, pretending to be furious. I had a fight to keep from laughing. The comment stream was dead silent. A few months later, Chloe sought me out just as the original novel predicted. The crisis at Vance Holdings arrived right on schedule. When I saw her again, she looked exhausted, with dark circles under her eyes. Ethan, no. Mr. Price, you're the only one who can help me now. Please, for the sake of the years we spent together, help my company get through this. I'll be forever grateful. Her posture was deferential, all traces of her former arrogance gone. After her plea, she looked at me with desperate, pleading eyes, the picture of vulnerability. When I didn't respond, the light in her eyes began to fade. Then, as if making a final desperate gamble, she said, Ethan, if you help me, I'll do anything you ask. I can help you, I said. A look of pure joy spread across her face. The comment stream erupted. I knew it. He couldn't just stand by and watch her fail. So, you really can't let her go. Everything he did was just to get her to come back to him. After they get through this together, they'll get back together, right? OMG, I'm so excited. As long as he helps her, I'll forgive the plot for not making him suffer earlier. I continued, but since you know that I'm the only one who can or will help you, you'll have to do things my way. Chloe nodded eagerly. Ethan, thank you. You're a good person, huh? In the book, the original Ethan died without ever hearing a single kind word from her. Now, I'd personally orchestrated her downfall, and she was thanking me for it. She really was pathetic. Chloe ecstatically signed a contract I presented. I acquired a massive number of shares in Vance Holdings, stabilizing their stock price. At the same time, I bought the stalled Red Hook development project from them for pennies on the dollar after their funding dried up. Remembering a detail from the later parts of the book, I began plans to redevelop the site into a new energy tech campus. Chloe was overflowing with gratitude. I now own a controlling interest in her family's company. I walked right onto their board and took over. Her parents were furious, of course, but they had no other choice. Chloe started finding excuses to be around me constantly, fussing over me, even trying to learn how to cook for me. I was neither receptive nor dismissive. She had no one else to turn to. She was completely dependent on me now. See what I mean? Pathetic. One day, I was at the old Vance Holdings building for an inspection when a comment stream suddenly lit up. It's happening. Chloe and Julian are having a massive fight. Julian was bad-mouthing Ethan and called Chloe shameless. She fired back, calling him a gold-digging freeloader. Oh my God, did Julian just slap her? Holy, she slapped him right back and said she wanted a divorce. Oh, a fight. I felt nothing. You kids have fun. I continued my inspection. The stream kept scrolling. What? Julian just pulled out a knife. What is he doing? Is he going to kill her? That psycho said he's going to kill Ethan first, then kill her. So, no one gets a happy ending. He's completely unhinged. She was so blind. The stream went blank for a second, then exploded. WTF? 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 Chloe just smashed a vase over his head. Damn, she is ruthless. He's on the floor, bleeding everywhere. Is he dead? Is she a murderer now? Her face is terrifying. She dropped the vase and is just screaming at him about how he ruined her life. She's running out the door. Where's she going? I think she's going to find Ethan. Will he help her? He has to, right? He just saved her company. I watched the crimson text scroll across my vision and smiled. I took out my phone and called 911. At the same time, I had my legal team submit the files we compiled on our parents to the SEC and the district attorney. The Vance family's rise was built on shady dealings. I've been gathering evidence of their crimes since the day I arrived. The comment stream was completely stunned. The antsy male lead just sent the heroine's entire family to prison. Does that even make sense? Ethan, where's your heart? That's the woman you loved for years. Damn, I kept thinking there'd be a twist where he suffers. But this plot is just completely and irrevocably broken. What was I even expecting? All I can say is, Ethan, you magnificent bastard. The system went berserk in my head, its voice a high-pitched digital scream. Host, you're the tormented hero. You're supposed to make her regret losing you. I was completely calm. Just you wait. 3 months later, I finalized the complete absorption of Vance Holdings into Price Industries. The Vance name was wiped off the corporate map. Her family was officially bankrupt. I want to visit Chloe in prison. She'd been sentenced to 10 years for aggravated assault. Julian was still in a coma in the ICU and a slew of white-collar crimes. When she saw me through the plexiglass, tears streamed down her face. Ethan, can you get me out of here? I can't stand another day in this place. I'm in so much pain. I just looked at her, my expression unreadable. Is there anything else you want to say to me? Her eyes were red and raw. Ethan, I'm so sorry, she sobbed. I regret divorcing you so much. We were so happy back then, and I was too stupid to appreciate it. That's why I ended up like this. She looked up, her eyes filled with desperate hope. Wait for me to get out. I'll spend the rest of my life making it up to you. I'll never do anything to hurt you again. I swear. I asked her, my voice serious, Chloe, do you really regret it? She nodded frantically, fresh tears carving paths down her cheeks. Ethan, I do. I truly regret everything. I spread my hands in a silent gesture. Well, does she regret it or not? In the end, I got my $8 billion. I stood up. Thank you, Chloe, I said. I smiled, gave her a little wave, and turned to leave, her face a mask of confusion and shock. My real life was just beginning. It was time to go enjoy my $8 billion.